Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Mood616 here, and yes, I am back with another episode of Best of the Blind Buys. I believe this is episode 5. So yeah, so thank you once again for dropping in, guys. Alrighty, so yeah, I got 5 more films. You know, these were obviously just blind buys that I really did love, and yeah, for everybody out there that you know doesn't know me that well, I'm a huge fan of blind buying things, and when they fucking turn out to be awesome films, it's just amazing. I love that feeling so much. So yeah, so cheers to that. We'll get this fucking party started here. Alrighty, so first up for the blind buys. This is a film from 2006, and it was part of the After Dark Horror Fest. I think this was the second one, After Dark Horror Fest. Either the first or second one, I can't remember. And it's called The Grave Dancers. The reason why I love this film so much is because it just has such a unique throwback type feel to it. I love the effects in this film. If you don't know what this one's about, it's about a group of friends. They get together after, well, they haven't seen each other in like a long time, but one of their closest friends had just passed away in a car accident. So after they go to the buddy's funeral and stuff, they get all fucking shit-faced. They end up in this cemetery where one of the guys actually reads like this really weird added kind of note thing like on this tombstone. Anyways, they start fucking dancing like on all these graves and stuff, and they start desecrating these graves and just being fucking belligerent drunk assholes and stuff. But what they don't know is they basically just conjured up these spirits of some of these, you know, these dead people and stuff, and they were actually pretty much all bad people and stuff. So each individual character gets haunted separately by, you know, each grave that they desecrated. Really cool premise of the film. I really enjoyed it. The effects were fucking fantastic. Very kind of like throwback 80s effects and stuff. Just a really, really fun film, man. I had a lot of fun with this. You know, it's just, I know like a lot of these After Dark Horror Fest films can be very hit and miss, but this one really stuck out to me. Thought it was a fantastic premise. Like I said, the effects is what really makes this film. It's just, it's totally awesome, man. It's totally awesome stuff. But if you've never checked this one out, definitely give this one a shot, man. I think it's kind of cool, man. Very cool stuff. And like, generally, I'm not the hugest fan of like haunting stories and stuff. Like, you know, unless they're done like really serious, like The Changeling and stuff, and you know, The Sentinel. I like films like that. Like, you know, this one has a little different type of feel to it, a little different atmosphere to the film, but definitely worth checking out. Fantastic film, check that out. The Grave Dancers. Really highly recommend this one. Fun film, just a fun film. Next up is a French film from, I want to say 2009, 2010, somewhere in that range. This one's pretty well known, but when I picked this up, I actually didn't know anything about it. I mean, I'd heard of the film, but I didn't really, you know, I'd obviously hadn't seen it and stuff, but I picked it up, and it being an IFC Midnights, you know, they pretty much are on point most of the time anyways, and this one's called High Lane. It's about a group of, I believe, 5 or 6 friends that decide to go, like, you know, rock climbing and, you know, just kind of trotting through the mountains and shit like that. But they're really ignorant. They're ignoring, like, all the danger signs, and, you know, they basically come to this, like, this kind of bridge and stuff, and then, like I said, they ignore all the fucking signs and shit like that, and they make their way across this bridge. Then I believe the bridge gets demolished, and they can't get back across, so, but what they don't know what's going on the other side is that there's a fucking maniac on the other side, and they start getting picked off basically one by one. So it turns into like kind of like an action-adventure, or it goes from like an action-adventure type film to like a fucking straight-up like serious slasher film. Very, very cool film, man. I really enjoyed this, man. I know this one was kind of getting a little bit of mixed opinions and stuff, but I like the killer, man. I thought the end of this film was fantastically done. A little shocking, but it was cool. You know, I like to see ends like that. I thought it was cool and just really well done. Very well shot. Cinematography is really awesome in this film. And from what I remember, the kills were pretty good too. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember loving this movie. I thought it was fantastic. So, but like I said though, you know, IFC Midnight, man, they do a really good job with films, man. Fucking fantastic stuff. So, Yeah, if you've never checked out this film, it's a French film directed by Abel Ferry, and I can't remember what else he's done. I know he's done something, but I can't quite remember right now. But High Lane, man. If you've forgotten about this one and you've never checked it out, check it out. It's an awesome film, man. Really recommend it. Next up is a film from, I want to say 1998 or 99 or something like that. And it goes by the title of Kolob Us. I once reviewed this film. The review's no longer on YouTube, but this is an interesting film about a group of people that basically kind of win like this free vacation into this house. It's kind of like, it's not like Big Brother style, but it's basically a group of people living in this house, and they're supposed to be like doing a film. They're supposed to like just kind of live their regular lives, and it's going to be all shot and stuff like that. But what they don't know is that there's this fucking, you know, this maniac woman in the house that starts, you know, tearing some shit up and stuff. You know, pretty kind of like generic storyline to it, but really well executed. Like, there's a lot of really cool scenes in this film that, you know, kind of build really good tension and stuff. It's shot well, kills are cool. And it's got a really overall awesome feel. If you like films that are all set in, like, you know, a house or something like that, this is probably one that you need to check out. It's kind of like an unsung gem, you know, like, not too many people talk about this one. It's probably because no one really knows about it, but I mean, obviously people know about this film out there. Some people do, but I never hear anyone talk about this. And it's, you know, from the later 90s. It was, you know, right in that resurgence of slasher films, you know, Scream and all those kind of fucking, I Know What You Did Last Summer stuff. But this one kind of fell way under the radar. Totally overlooked, but really cool premise to the film. I mean, the premise isn't that overly that cool, but it's executed. The premise is executed perfectly in this film, in my opinion. Really cool film, man. Awesome stuff. Check out Kolob Us from 1999, I believe. It's definitely a 90s film. Next up is a film starring Christopher Lee. This is actually another 90s film. I think it came out in 93. Around that range. And it's called Funny Man. Now, Christopher Lee doesn't really have the biggest part in this film. He basically, the film starts out where Christopher Lee is playing cards. He's playing a game of poker with a bunch of other people. And he offers up his fucking huge mansion. He's playing poker in the US, and he offers up his huge mansion that's in the UK. And of course he loses. So this, I think he's like a record producer, wins this mansion. Anyways, he moves his whole family over to the UK because he just can't resist it. And so anyways, but what he doesn't know is that there's this demented jester that actually is in this place, and he starts picking off his family one by one. That's basically the premise of the film, but it's a very, very unique film in the sense that, you know, the jester talks to the camera, but it's very witty comedy. I thought it was going to be super silly at first, but as the movie progressed, I was like, fuck, man, it's pretty crazy. Like, a lot of the one-liners are actually pretty funny, legitimately funny. It's not overly done and stuff, but it's just the structure of the film is interesting too. Like who dies off first in the film and shit like that. It's pretty unique on how they did it and stuff, and pretty inventive kills. But it's just it's the overall script in the film. You know, of the jester talking to the camera and just doing weird ass fucking things and saying weird things, and it's shot really weird, and it's just it's one of those films that kind of needs to be seen to understand what I'm talking about. But it's very different, and it's good, in a really good way. I highly recommend this film. Christopher Lee is basically in the beginning and the end of the film. He doesn't have really any parts to do in the middle of the film and stuff like that. But pretty cool kills, man. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie. So fucking unique, and that's what I love about, you know, horror films and stuff. When you come across a film that's, you know, just so kind of, it separates itself from the norm. This is one right here. It's really fucking weird. Really cool release by Subversive too. Got like a nice booklet in here and stuff, and very cool stuff. But check out Funny Man if you can find it. I know it's out of print, but I think you can still kind of find it for decent prices anyways. So Funny Man, check that shit out. Awesome stuff. And last up for the Blind Buys is a film that I'd heard about for years and years, and it just finally got an official release, of course on Blu-ray, DVD Blu-ray combo pack. This one I think originally came out in 1987, And I've always wanted to see this film. I don't even remember seeing this back in the day on, you know, in the video stores, like on VHS and stuff. I'd never seen this title that I can remember. I mean, if I had seen this, I probably and most definitely would have rented this for sure, probably multiple times. And that is Death Spa. This is a slice of 80s heaven right here. This is a fantastic movie. If you like 80s films and you like 80s cheesy films, this is definitely for you. I know the price on this Blu-ray right now is a little ridiculous, but you know, it's definitely worth the pickup though. The storyline is basically, it's pretty simple. It's about this spa owner. His wife dies in the spa, and her spirit basically comes back and starts haunting the place and starts killing off, you know, some of the subscribers, or whatever you want to call them, some of the members of the spa in like different various ways, using, you know, the things that are in the spa and shit like that. It's pretty cool, and there's like you know, there's different kind of storylines going on in the film and stuff too, which is quite weird actually. It's got really weird kind of subplots and stuff going on in the film too, but very, very enjoyable. I mean, I'm a big fan of the 80s, but this one you can't get any more 80s. Anywhere, you know, aerobics in itself screams the 80s. Of course, the clothes, just the aerobics themselves, the hair, the music, the setting, like everything about this movie is just fantastic. Great soundtrack. You know, you got, who the fuck, I always fucking forget the guy's fucking name. I don't know. I always forget the one guy's name that's in this film. But yeah, it's got a lot of recognizable faces. Actually, there's a girl in this film from the girl from The Fresh Prince, the daughter in the film. She's from this, man. It's fucking pretty cool. But yeah, very, very awesome film, man. I love Death Spa. Definitely check this out. Fantastic film. So yeah. And that is going to do it for Best of Blind Buys Volume 5. Like I say at, you know, at the end of these videos every single time, I don't know when I'll be back with another one. It's basically when I conjure up 5 films and decide to do the video. So hope you guys enjoyed that anyways. You know, if you guys have seen these films, leave your thoughts down below. Conversation is always good. So anyways, guys, I will check you guys later. Peace out.